The envelope sat on my kitchen counter for 3 days before I finally opened it. Plain white, no return address, just my name and address typed in crisp black letters. Inside was a single document that made my hands shake. A college fund statement from 2015. My name was there, clear as day, but I'd never seen this account before. I'm Gabriella, and 6 months ago, I thought I was doing the right thing by helping my mother save our family home. Now I'm staring at proof that she's been lying to me for years. Baby, please, we could lose everything, she'd pleaded that day in December, mascara running down her cheeks. This house is all we have left of your father. The memory of that afternoon is crystal clear. Mom standing in my tiny apartment, waving mortgage papers like they were on fire. She'd worn her good pearls, the ones she only brings out when she needs something. It's just a co-signature, she'd said, touching my arm. The bank needs to see both our names. You won't have to pay anything. I'd hesitated. Mom, that's a lot of money. $248,000. Do you want me homeless? Her voice cracked perfectly. Your father would be so disappointed. Dad died when I was 7. She's been wielding his memory like a weapon ever since. Give me an hour, I'd said finally. I remember how her face lit up, how she hugged me tight enough to leave perfume on my collar. I called my bank, liquidated my savings account, maxed out 2 credit cards, emptied the emergency fund I'd been building since my first job at 16. Everything I had, gone in one afternoon. You're an angel, she'd whispered, watching me sign the papers. My perfect girl. A week later, I saw her Facebook post. God provides. Finally turned my financial situation around all by myself. Blessed, track your strong woman, chat your survivor. I screenshot it. Didn't comment, just watched as the likes rolled in. Your mother is so incredible, my cousin London texted me. She never gives up. I didn't respond to that either. The next morning, Mom called while I was at work. Gabriella, sweetie, can you send me that receipt from the mortgage payment? The bank needs it for their records. Sure, I said, voice steady. The one where I paid off your debt? Oh, honey, don't be dramatic. You just helped with paperwork. I did all the heavy lifting. I muted my phone and let her talk. Watched my computer screen as I forwarded myself copies of every transaction, every document, every text. Each file dated and labeled. Are you listening? She demanded. Always, Mom. That was last week. Now I'm holding this mysterious college fund statement, and something cold is spreading through my chest. The withdrawal dates catch my eye, all from before I turned 18. All signed with my mother's distinctive swooping signature. My phone buzzes. It's Mom. Darling, I'm planning a big Easter dinner to celebrate my financial comeback. Madison's coming. You know, Janet's daughter. Such a thoughtful girl, always checking on me during my struggles. I think about the college fund paper in my hands, about my drained savings account, about the credit card bills piling up. Sounds wonderful, Mom, I say, and my voice is honey sweet. I wouldn't miss it. That's my girl. Oh, and wear something nice? Madison always dresses so elegantly. After we hang up, I sit in my kitchen for a long time. The sun sets, shadows crawling across the counter where that envelope still lies. I pick up my phone again, open my banking app, start taking screenshots of every transaction from the past 5 years. Mom taught me a lot of things growing up. How to smile when I'm hurting, how to keep secrets, how to play the long game. But she never taught me how to fight back. I create a new folder on my laptop, name it Easter. The college fund statement goes in first, followed by the mortgage receipts. Then the screenshots, the texts, the social media posts, each piece of evidence another nail. My phone lights up with a text from Aunt Nina. Call me when you can, about your mother. I stare at the message for a long moment. Then I open my calendar and mark Easter Sunday with a single word, truth. The college fund statement sits in front of me, its numbers glowing red in the fading light. Mom always said I was her perfect, obedient daughter, always there to help, to fix, to pay. She's right about one thing. I am her daughter, and I learned from the best. Did you see this? Aunt Nina's voice crackled through my phone speaker as I walked into my apartment after work. Before I could answer, my phone buzzed with an incoming message. It was a screenshot of a group text. Mom's name at the top, followed by a wall of blue bubbles. Everyone needs to hear how I saved our family legacy. I fought tooth and nail, worked miracles with the bank, and now our home is secure. Come celebrate with me at Easter dinner. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. I'm sending you something else, Nina said quietly. Check your email. My laptop was still open on the kitchen counter. I clicked on Nina's email. Another screenshot, this time from Mom's private Facebook group. A long post about her solo journey to financial recovery, complete with crying emojis and dozens of sympathetic comments. Madison's response stood out. You're such an inspiration, doing it all on your own, never asking for help. That's real strength. Can't wait for Easter dinner. Have you talked to London? Nina asked. Not since she texted to praise Mom's incredible comeback. My voice came out harder than I intended. She doesn't know the truth, Gabriella. None of them do. I sat down heavily. Did you know the truth? Nina was quiet for a moment. I suspected. Your mother, she's always been good at spinning stories. But you were just 14 when your father's insurance money ran out. Suddenly you were working after school, paying bills, handling her emergencies. Someone had to be the adult, I said. You were a child. I opened my filing box, the one I've kept since my first job. Every receipt, every bill, every cancelled check carefully preserved. Under a stack of old pay stubs, I found it, a small leather ledger covered in post-it notes. Nina, I said slowly, did Mom ever mention my college fund to you? The one from your father's life insurance? She said you used it all for school. My fingers traced the dates in the ledger. Withdrawals starting when I was 16. Mom's handwriting getting sloppier as the amounts got larger. I never saw a penny of it, I whispered. I worked through college, took out loans. Nina swore softly. Gabriella, I'm sending you a number. His name is Ricky. He's a lawyer who specializes in financial fraud. I'm not ready to... Just save it, please. After we hung up, I sat staring at my phone. Text notifications kept popping up. Mum's group chat was buzzing with Easter plans. Wearing my best dress, Madison wrote. We need photos of this triumphant moment. My fingers moved before I could stop them. Hey, Mum, the bank called about the mortgage paperwork. They need copies of the payment records. Her response was instant. Don't worry about that, sweetie. I handled everything. They were pretty insistent. Something about co-signers and legal requirements. 3 dots appeared and disappeared several times. Finally, we can discuss it at Easter, Angel. Wear that blue dress I bought you last year. You know Madison always looks so put together. I screen capped the exchange, added it to my growing folder. Then I called a number I hadn't used in months. Gabriella? Jonathan sounded surprised. Everything okay? Remember when you said you owed me for keeping quiet about that incident at the Christmas party? He laughed nervously. Hard to forget. What do you need? You still working at First National? Yeah, why? I took a deep breath. I need to trace some unauthorized withdrawals, off the record. Silence. Then, send me what you have. I photographed the ledger pages, the college fund statement. Hit send. Give me 48 hours, he said. And Gabriella, be careful. My phone lit up again. Mom calling. I let it go to voicemail. Baby, I need you to pick up some specific wines for Easter. Madison's very particular about her reds, and I want everything perfect for my special day. I opened my laptop and created a new document. Started typing, timeline of events, December 2023, mortgage co-signing, $248,000, January 2024. Social media posts claiming sole credit, February 2024. Group messages denying my involvement. March 2024, discovery of missing college fund. The list grew longer, each entry backed by screenshots, bank records, witnesses. Mum's voice played from another voicemail. Don't forget, Easter dinner is about celebrating my strength, my resilience. Wear something nice, and please try to be on time for once. I saved the document, added it to the Easter folder. Then I opened my calendar and added 2 items. Thursday, meet with Ricky. Sunday, bring receipts. Mom always told me I was just like her. She meant it as an insult. Too calculating, too careful with facts and figures, too focused on paper trails. She wasn't wrong. I am exactly like her, just better at it. Ricky's office smelled like old leather and coffee. He studied the stack of documents I'd brought, occasionally making notes in precise, tiny handwriting. These withdrawal dates, he said, tapping the college fund statement. All before you turned 18? Yes, and you never authorized any of them? I didn't even know the account existed until last week. He leaned back, fingers steepled. Your ex-boyfriend confirmed these transactions? I slid Jonathan's report across the desk. He traced everything. The money went straight to her personal account, which she then used for shopping, vacations, spa treatments. My voice stayed flat. While I worked double shifts at the diner to pay for textbooks, Ricky's pen scratched against his legal pad. And now the mortgage situation. She was about to lose the house, begged me to co-sign. I liquidated everything I had. Everything? Savings, emergency fund, maxed out credit cards. I handed him the receipts. $248,000. He whistled softly. That's quite a sacrifice. She said it was for Dad's memory. Ricky shuffled through more papers. Your father's life insurance policy was substantial. The house should have been paid off years ago. She burned through it all. I remembered those years after Dad died. Mom's new cars, designer clothes, luxury cruises. Said she deserved to heal in comfort. My phone buzzed. Mom's face lit up the screen. I declined the call. She's planning this Easter dinner, I said, to celebrate how she saved the house herself. Interesting timing. Ricky pulled out a thick folder. Because according to these property records, you're actually the primary owner now. I blinked. What? The mortgage restructuring you signed? It transferred majority ownership to you. Your mother apparently didn't read the fine print. My phone buzzed again, a text from Mom. Angel, don't forget to pick up those wines. Madison's coming early to help decorate. She's such a thoughtful girl. I showed Ricky the message. She has no idea what's coming. Are you sure you want to do this at Easter dinner? She chose the stage. I straightened the papers on his desk. I'm just working with what she gave me. It'll get ugly. It's been ugly for years. I just hid it better. Ricky nodded slowly. I'll prepare the legal documents. But Gabriella, once you start this, I know. I stood up. No going back. Outside his office, I checked my messages. 3 missed calls from Mom, 2 from Madison, and a text from London. Can't wait to celebrate Aunt Gianna's amazing achievement. See you Sunday. I drove to the wine store Mom specified, picked up exactly what she asked for. Expensive reds that would pair perfectly with her dramatic toasts. My phone rang again. This time I answered. Finally! Mom's voice gushed through the speaker. Baby, did you get the wines? Madison's very particular. Got them. Perfect. Oh, and I'm telling everyone to dress up. I want photos of my triumphant moment. You're wearing that blue dress, right? Actually, I said carefully, I bought something new. As long as it's appropriate. Madison always looks so elegant. Mom, I interrupted. Do you ever think about Dad's life insurance money? Silence. Then, too brightly, "Why would you bring that up now?" "Just wondering where it all went." "Don't start this again." Her voice sharpened. "I did what I had to do as a grieving widow." "Right." I watched a family walk past my car, mother and daughter holding hands. "See you Sunday." I hung up before she could respond, opened my Easter folder on my phone, added Ricky's property records to it. Another text from Mum. "Everyone's so excited to celebrate my strength. Make sure you're on time. Madison's bringing her camera." I smiled, started typing. "Don't worry, Mom. I wouldn't miss this for the world." At home, I laid out my new dress, not blue, but crisp white, professional, camera ready. My phone lit up with a message from Jonathan. "Got more account records. You're not going to like them. Send everything." I opened my laptop, started printing. Each page another piece of evidence. Another nail in a coffin Mom built herself. She called again while I was sorting papers. "Baby, I'm just so excited for Sunday. Everyone's coming to celebrate how I turned everything around." "It's going to be memorable," I said. "That's my girl. Always so supportive." I looked at the stack of documents on my desk. Bank records, withdrawal slips, property deeds, years of lies printed in black and white. "You have no idea," I whispered after she hung up. Sunday was coming. Mom wanted photos, wanted to document her moment of triumph. I'd make sure every second was captured, every word recorded, every truth exposed. She taught me well, how to plan, how to smile, how to wait for the perfect moment. Sunday was coming, and I was ready. Easter Sunday dawned bright and clear. I arrived exactly on time, carrying the expensive wines and a slim briefcase. The house, my house according to the deed, was already buzzing with activity. "Gabriella!" Mom swept toward me in a designer dress, arms outstretched. "You're here, but what are you wearing?" I smoothed my white blazer dress. "Something appropriate for the occasion." "It's so severe." She frowned. "Madison wore this gorgeous floral number." "The wines you asked for," I interrupted, holding out the bags. Madison appeared in the doorway, camera in hand. "Gianna, we're ready to start taking photos." "Oh, hi, Gabriella." Her eyes flickered over my outfit. "Very professional." I smiled. I thought documentation was important today. Mom was already arranging people in the living room. "Everyone gather round. London, darling, stand here. Nina, you next to Madison." I took my assigned spot, watching Mom direct her perfect scene. The briefcase stayed by my feet. "Before dinner," Mom announced, "I want to thank everyone for coming to celebrate my journey, my triumph over adversity." Phones came out. Madison started recording. "When times were darkest," Mom continued, dabbing her eyes, "I never gave up. I fought alone, stayed strong alone." "Wasn't Gabriella involved?" Nina's quiet voice cut through the performance. Mom's smile tightened. "Oh, she helped with some paperwork, but mothers protect their children, not the other way around." I felt Nina's eyes on me, kept my face neutral. "To strong women who never ask for help," Madison raised her glass, "who handle their own battles." "Speaking of handling things," I said clearly, "how did you manage the mortgage payments, Mom?" The room quieted. Mom's laugh was too bright. "Angel, this isn't the time." "Actually," I opened my briefcase, "it's exactly the time." "Gabriella," Madison cut in, "your mother is trying to have a special moment." "Oh, it's special, all right." I pulled out the first stack of documents. "Mom, why don't you tell everyone exactly how you saved the house?" Mom's face flushed. "You're being ridiculous." $248,000. I held up the mortgage receipt. "That's what it took. My entire savings, my emergency fund, my credit cards maxed out." "Stop this right now." Mom's voice shook. "Show them the receipt, Mom. Show them whose name is on the payment." Madison lowered her camera. "Gianna?" "She's twisting things," Mom said quickly. She helped a little, but I did most of what? I was still eerily calm. The social media posts taking credit, the group texts calling yourself a survivor, the lies about handling it alone. London stepped forward. Aunt Gianna, what is she talking about? I handed out copies of the bank statements, the mortgage documents, the social media screenshots. Read them, I said softly. Every date, every amount, every lie. Mom lunged for the papers. This is my special dinner, my celebration. Your celebration of what? I met her eyes. Stealing from your daughter? The room erupted in whispers. Nina moved closer to me, a silent support. You ungrateful. Mom's voice rose. After everything I've done for you. Everything you've done? I pulled out the college fund statements. Like stealing my education money? Making me work through school while you spent Dad's life insurance on vacations? Madison was reading the documents, her face pale. Gianna, these withdrawals. She was a child, Nina said, her voice like ice. You took money from a child. Mom's mask cracked. I deserved that money. I was a widow. And I was 7 when Dad died. My voice didn't waver. 7 when you started using me as your personal ATM. The room was dead silent now, everyone staring at the evidence in their hands. You know what the funny thing is? I continued, watching Mom's face. When you made me co-sign the mortgage, you didn't read the fine print. What are you talking about? The house, Mom, the deed transferred to me. I'm the primary owner now. She went white. You're lying. Like you've been lying? For years? I am your mother. No, I stood straighter. You're a thief who gave birth to me. Mom grabbed her wine glass, fingers white-knuckled. Get out of my house. Actually, I smiled slightly, you should read the property documents in front of you. It's not your house anymore. The glass shook in her hand. Behind her, Madison had started recording again. You wouldn't dare, Mom whispered. I opened the last folder in my briefcase. Want to bet? The wine glass trembled. Mom's carefully constructed world was crumbling, and everyone was watching. Just like she'd always wanted. All eyes on her, every moment documented. Don't, she said, but her voice had lost its power. I looked around the room, at the family she'd lied to, the story she'd crafted, the daughter she'd stolen from. Mom? I said softly. She looked up, mascara starting to run. I'm just getting started. The dining room crackled with tension as everyone took their seats. Mom sat at the head of the table, her perfect hostess smile now brittle and forced. The documents I'd distributed lay next to every plate like toxic place cards. Shall we say grace? Madison suggested weakly, trying to salvage the atmosphere. Yes, Mom latched onto the suggestion. Let's thank God for bringing us together, for giving me the strength to overcome. To overcome what? I interrupted. Your daughter's savings account? London choked on her water. Nina placed a steadying hand on my arm. I will not let you ruin this dinner, Mom hissed, then raised her voice artificially. Everyone, please raise your glasses. Glasses lifted uncertainly. Mine stayed on the table. To perseverance, to handling life's challenges alone. Tell them about the college fund, Mom. The crystal glasses wavered midair. Mom's knuckles whitened around her stem. This isn't the time. When is the time? I pulled out my phone, opened a recording. Maybe when you were making these withdrawals? Her voice filled the room. Of course I dipped into it. It was barely anything. She didn't need college anyway. Look how well she did working at that diner. Madison's glass lowered slowly. When was this recorded? Last week, I said, right after she asked me to buy the wines for today. You recorded me? Mom's voice shook. Your own mother? Learned from the best. Remember all those secret recordings you made of Dad during the divorce? Before he died? Nina inhaled sharply. Gianna, you didn't... She did. I met Mom's eyes. Found those tapes, too, along with the real insurance documents. Mom stood abruptly, wine sloshing. This is ridiculous. I won't sit here and be attacked. Sit down. My voice could have frozen fire. You wanted an audience. Now you have one. I am your mother. You're a fraud. I stood too, matching her pose. A thief who stole from her own daughter, who manipulated everyone in this room, who used Dad's death like a blank check. Everything I did was for this family. The cruises were for family, the spa treatments, the shopping sprees while I worked double shifts to pay rent. London was reading through the bank statements, her face ashen. Aunt Gianna, these withdrawals, they're dated when Gabriella was in high school. She's twisting everything. Mom's voice rose hysterically. Madison, tell them. Tell them how I struggled. But Madison was staring at her phone, scrolling through the evidence I'd sent everyone. These social media posts, taking credit for the mortgage, while Gabriella paid everything? I did not raise you to humiliate me like this. Mom grabbed her wine glass again, stepping toward me. You didn't raise me at all. I didn't back down. I raised myself while paying your bills. The wine glass flew at my head. I ducked. Red liquid splashed across my white dress as the crystal shattered against the wall. Gasps filled the room. Phones recorded everything. You ungrateful little... Mom lunged forward. That's enough. A new voice cut through the chaos. Everyone turned. Ricky stood in the dining room doorway, manila envelope in hand. Who are you? Mom demanded. Gabriella's lawyer. He stepped forward, placing the envelope on the table. And I have some documents you need to see. Lawyer? Mom's face drained of color. What is this? Fraud charges, I said quietly. For the college fund, the unauthorized withdrawals, the identity theft. You wouldn't dare. But her voice had lost its certainty. The police have copies, Ricky added, along with the forensic accounting report. Mom's legs gave out. She collapsed into her chair. You have 60 days to vacate the property, I continued. The deed is in my name now. Everything's legal. Everything's documented. Where am I supposed to go? Her voice was small now. No more performance. Not my problem. I picked up my briefcase. You should have read the fine print. Gabriella, she whispered, I'm your mother. No. I looked at her, really looked at her, for the first time in years. You're just someone who gave birth to me, and now you're someone who's being evicted. Nina stood. I'll drive you home. This is my home, Mom's voice cracked. Not anymore. I turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and Mom? She looked up, mascara streaking her cheeks. Thanks for teaching me to keep receipts. The dining room was silent except for the sound of phones still recording. Madison had stopped trying to defend her. London couldn't meet anyone's eyes. As Nina led me out, I heard Mom start to sob. Big, theatrical sobs that had always worked before. But this time, no one rushed to comfort her. This time, her performance had no audience. This time, the truth had a better story, and we had it all on camera. The videos hit our family group chat within hours. Mum's meltdown, the flying wine glass, her confession about the college fund, all of it spreading like wildfire through our extended circle. I'm so sorry, London texted me privately. I had no idea. I was sitting in Nina's kitchen, still wearing my wine-stained dress, when Madison's social media post appeared. Feeling devastated by today's revelations. Sometimes those we trust the most hurt us the deepest. Says truth, just betrayal. Interesting, Nina said, reading over my shoulder. Wasn't she just calling your mother a hero yesterday? My phone buzzed again. Mom's number. Don't answer it, Nina warned. I put it on speaker instead. How dare you? Mom's voice was ragged. I'll sue you for defamation. You'll what? I kept my voice level. Release the real bank statements? Show everyone where the money actually went? I am your mother. You can't just... Actually, Ricky's voice cut in. I'd conference called him earlier, expecting this. She can, and she has. Would you like me to outline the fraud charges again? Mom's breath hitched. This isn't happening. The police have copies of everything, I said. Every withdrawal, every forged signature, every theft. I took care of you. No. My voice finally cracked. You never protected me, so now I'm protecting myself. Nina squeezed my shoulder as Mom launched into another tirade. You were nothing before me. I gave you everything. You gave me trauma, I interrupted, and debt, and trust issues. Quite the mother's legacy. I'll fight this. I'll... See you in court, Ricky finished smoothly. Though I should warn you, fraud charges typically carry significant penalties. The line went dead. My phone immediately lit up with messages. 2 former family friends reaching out privately. She did the same thing to me 10 years ago. I lost my savings trusting her. Nina read them over my shoulder. How many others do you think there are? Does it matter? I stood up, suddenly exhausted. The damage is done. To her, you mean? To everyone. I looked down at my stained dress. She didn't just steal money. She stole trust, relationships, time. And now? Now we wait. I checked my watch. The police will serve her tomorrow. My phone buzzed again. Another family member asking for details. Then another. And another. They're all turning on her, Nina observed. No. I shook my head. They're just finally seeing the truth. A text from Madison popped up. I swear I didn't know. She told me such different stories. I left it unread. What happens next? Nina asked softly. She has 60 days to leave the house. The fraud charges will process. She'll probably try to fight it, but you have proof. I have everything. I opened my briefcase, touched the folders inside. Every receipt, every lie, every moment she thought no one was watching. Nina started to speak, but my phone interrupted again. Mom's number. This time it was a voicemail. Baby, please, I'm your mother. I'm all you have. You can't do this to me. I'll lose everything. Please, just call me back. We can fix this. I'll explain everything. I deleted it before she finished. She'll keep calling, Nina warned. I know. I pulled out my phone, opened the settings, found her number, blocked. She'll try other ways, Nina said. Let her. I stood up straighter. I'm done hiding. My phone lit up with a news alert. Someone had leaked the videos to a local community page. The comments were already flowing. Can't believe she stole from her own daughter. Always knew something was off about her. Who records their own child's college fund theft? Nina read them silently, then looked at me. Are you ready for this to go public? She wanted an audience. I smiled grimly. Now she has one. Another voicemail appeared. Mom again, using London's phone this time. You ungrateful little... Do you know what people are saying about me? Fix this. Take down those videos. I'll sue everyone who shared them. I'll... Delete. You know what the worst part is? I said quietly. She's not sorry about what she did. She's sorry she got caught, Nina nodded. Narcissists never apologize. No, I agreed. They just perform until the curtain falls. My phone buzzed one final time. Ricky. Police confirmed. Serving papers first thing tomorrow. Stay somewhere safe tonight. I looked around Nina's kitchen. At the coffee she'd made, the quiet support she'd offered, the truth she'd always suspected. I am safe, I texted back. For the first time in years. Outside, the sun was setting on Easter Sunday. Somewhere across town, Mum was probably still raging, still plotting, still trying to rewrite the story. But this time, the ending wasn't hers to control. This time, the truth had receipts, and they were all in my briefcase. The police served Mom the fraud papers at 8 a.m. Monday morning. By noon, she'd called me 30 times from different numbers. By dinner, she'd created 3 new social media accounts to message me. I blocked them all. "She's getting desperate," Nina said when I showed her the screenshots. "Look at these messages." They ranged from pleading, "Baby, please, I'm your mother," to threatening, "I'll destroy you," to manipulative, "Your father would be so ashamed." "She tried to friend me on Facebook," Madison messaged. "Should I accept?" "Your choice," I replied. "But everything she tells you will be a lie." The community page videos had gone viral in our town. Local gossip pages shared them. People who'd known us for years were suddenly reaching out with their own stories. "She borrowed $10,000 from me 5 years ago," one former friend wrote. "Said it was for your medical bills. I never saw that money again." "She told everyone you were a troubled child," another shared. "Said that's why you worked so much. We had no idea you were paying her bills." Mum's response was predictable. New social media posts appeared. "Being attacked by my own child after everything I sacrificed. Only God knows the truth." But this time, no one rushed to support her. The bank called, Ricky told me on Wednesday. She tried to forge documents claiming sole ownership of the house. Did it work? No, they called me immediately. She's now facing additional fraud charges. I was at work when London texted, "She's at my house, crying, saying you're having a mental breakdown." "What did you tell her?" "To leave, and that I've seen the bank records." The next day, Mom showed up at my office. Security escorted her out. "You can't hide from me," she screamed across the parking lot. "I made you." I didn't look back. Madison, trying to salvage her influencer reputation, posted a long apology. "I was deceived like everyone else. Standing with Gabriella now. Truth always comes out." Accountability. Mom's response was immediate. "Et tu, Madison? After I treated you like a daughter? Everyone betrays me." The comments were brutal. "You mean after you used her to hurt your real daughter?" Narcissist exposed. "Show us the receipts for all that treatment." Nina kept me updated on family reactions. Most people are shocked, but not surprised. They're saying there were always signs. Like what? The constant financial emergencies, the way she took credit for your achievements, the missing money at family events. My phone buzzed. Another new number. "Baby, please," Mom's voice cracked. "They're saying horrible things about me. Make them stop." I hung up. "She tried to access your old college fund accounts," Ricky reported on Friday. "The bank blocked her." "How many times has she tried?" 7. Each attempt is another charge. The eviction notice went up on Saturday. Mom's response was to post photos of me as a child. "My precious angel, how could she hurt her mama like this? After I gave her life." This time, someone commented with screenshots of the college fund theft. Her post disappeared within minutes. "I drove past the house," Nina told me Sunday morning. "She's got boxes everywhere." "Is she actually packing?" "No, just creating chaos, making it look like she's being persecuted." My phone lit up. Another unknown number. "You think you've won?" Mom's voice was different now. Cold. "I'll tell everyone what you really are. How you manipulated me. How you—" I pressed record. "Like you manipulated the college fund records." "I am your mother." "You're a thief who's being evicted. Goodbye, Mom." The recording went straight to Ricky. Later that evening, driving home from Nina's, I passed the house. Mom's car was in the driveway, surrounded by scattered boxes. She was standing on the porch, phone in hand, probably recording another tearful social media plea. I didn't slow down. My phone buzzed with a text from London. "She's telling people she's writing a book. The truth about my daughter's betrayal or something." "Good luck finding a publisher who wants to be sued," I replied. The next morning, Ricky called. She tried to forge your signature again, this time on a loan application. Add it to the charges. Already done. But Gabriella? She's escalating. I looked at my phone. 67 missed calls from unknown numbers. Hundreds of blocked messages. Dozens of fake social media accounts. Let her, I said. Every attempt is just more evidence. She's running out of options. No, I corrected him. She ran out of options the moment I found that college fund statement. That evening, I drove past the house one last time. The boxes were still there, but now they were wet from rain. Mom's designer clothes spilling onto the lawn, ruined. Just like her carefully crafted image. Just like her web of lies. Just like everything she'd stolen from me. I kept driving. Behind me, the house grew smaller in my rearview mirror. Ahead, the road stretched clear and empty. For the first time in my life, I was free, and I didn't look back. The last box from my old apartment sat unopened in my new living room. Through the window, I could see the city lights starting to twinkle as dusk settled in. My phone buzzed. Nina. Did you see the news? I opened my laptop. The local headline jumped out immediately. Local woman faces multiple fraud charges after daughter exposes years of financial abuse. They interviewed her, Nina continued. Outside the courthouse, I found the video clip. Mom stood on the steps, designer sunglasses hiding her eyes, Madison nowhere in sight. This is a misunderstanding, she told the reporters. My daughter is confused, the reporter interrupted. We have copies of the bank records showing unauthorized withdrawals from her college fund when she was a minor. Would you like to comment on those? Mom's mask slipped for just a second. Those records are fake. They're verified by 3 different banks, another reporter called out, along with witness statements from other victims who've come forward. I closed the video. You okay? Nina asked softly. Better than okay. I looked around my new apartment, small but peaceful. No drama, no lies, no theft. I'm free. My doorbell rang. London stood there holding a housewarming plant. Nice place, she said, stepping inside. Very you. Thanks. I took the plant. How's everyone handling the news? Madison's doing damage control, deleted all her posts defending Aunt Gianna. The rest of the family, she shrugged. They're processing. My phone lit up, Ricky calling. The judge denied her motion to dismiss, he reported. Trial dates are set. And Gabriella? More victims came forward. The DA is expanding the charges. How many? 12 so far, similar pattern. Emotional manipulation, financial fraud, stolen identities. London was reading the news article on her phone. She's still trying to spin it. Look at these quotes. Mom's words scrolled across the screen. A mother's love is beyond understanding. Sometimes difficult choices must be made. Classic narcissist. Nina's voice came through the speaker. Never admitting fault. A text popped up, an unknown number. I almost blocked it automatically, but the message caught my eye. This is Janet from the DA's office. Your mother just attempted to access your new address through DMV fraud. We've flagged it. Add it to the charges, I texted back. London touched my arm. You know she'll never stop, right? I know. I opened the last moving box. Inside, wrapped in tissue paper, was a framed document, my new deed to the house. But she can't hurt me anymore. My phone buzzed again, a voicemail notification, Mom's latest number. I pressed play on speaker. Baby, please, I'm facing jail time. Real jail. You can't let them do this to me. I'm your mother. I gave you life. Delete. She's still not sorry, London observed. No. I put the deed on my wall. She's sorry she got caught. Nina's voice came through clear. You know what I'm proudest of? What? You didn't let her make you bitter. You just got stronger. I looked around my new space, at the peace I'd built, the boundaries I'd drawn, the truth I'd exposed. The funny thing is, I said, I used to dream about hearing her say, "I'm sorry." Used to think that's what I needed. And now? London asked. Now I know better. I touched the deed on my wall. I didn't need her apology. I needed my freedom. My phone lit up with another news alert. Additional victims come forward in mother-daughter fraud case. They're calling you brave, London said, reading the comments. A hero for speaking up. I'm not a hero. I opened my curtains wider, letting in more city light. I'm just finally telling the truth. A final text came through from Ricky. DA offered a plea deal. She refused, says she's going to trial. Of course she is, Nina sighed. One last performance. Let her perform. I looked at my peaceful new home, my supportive real family, my truth finally set free. The audience already knows the ending. London hugged me suddenly. I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. None of us did, Nina said. That's how abuse works. But Gabriella, you broke the cycle. My phone buzzed one last time, another unknown number. But this time I didn't even look. Instead, I opened my new windows wide, let the evening air flow in, listened to the city sounds below, life moving forward, truth breaking free, peace finally winning. The deed hung straight on my wall. The plant from London found its perfect spot. Nina's voice carried warmth through the speaker. No more lies, no more theft, no more manipulation, just truth, just peace, just freedom. Outside, the city lights brightened against the darkening sky. Inside, my new life waited, honest, clean, and mine, all mine, finally mine. I deleted the unknown number without checking it, and for the first time in my life, the silence felt like victory.